From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
It was a Muppet kind of weekend. We were there for the last day of Muppets 3D, maybe our last ever ride on the Liberty Belle, first time at Country Bear Jamboree since the refurb, and Veronika has a surprise meeting at the Backlot Express, episode 395 of the Disney Crush Podcast. Welcome. Tony Ann is on the mend. She should be back maybe next week.
Big shout out to my sister-in-law. Hey, Tony Ann.
Veronika, this is where Tony Ann has usually some news or a missed connection or some Facebook. What do you got? You got anything?
I have a little news.
What's up?
None of the other stuff.
Okay, well, that's fine.
But I did notice that, and I was surprised because they let us know who the character meet and greet was going to be in Germany. And everyone thought Duffy for sure. But nope, it's Dopey. I guess that's okay. But I think a lot of people were wanting Duffy. They were wanting to see that teddy bear. I don't know.
I like Dopey.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if we're over there, we will see him. So the other thing is I realized or I saw that Kim Irvine is retiring from Disney. And she's the daughter of Leota Toombs. She's been there since 1970. And I feel like it's like the end of a legacy because her parents were animators, Harvey and Leota Toombs, and her father-in-law was Dick Irvine. And he was the executive vice president of Imagineering, also the chief operating officer. So I'm feeling like that was a nice little run for the family. I mean, there might still be family members working there. I'm not sure. So that would be really cool. And the funny thing is we were just talking about her this weekend because when we were leaving Haunted Mansion, because I was saying that my favorite part of the ride is the little Leota at the end that tells you to come back.
Yeah, but she also tells you to bring your death certificate next time. How rude.
Could be rude. But, so she's retired now. Good for her.
Any more news?
Nope, that's it.
Wow, that's it. Okay.
All right, I'm not Tony Ann.
I know, well, that's fine. I mean, a lot of times she has some misconnections. She's got Facebook, and people kind of look forward to that Facebook. On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Pew, 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 pew. Bing. We have nothing. We have absolutely nothing. This week is all about our friends coming over, our family coming over to Walt Disney World. We had some friends come in town. Family came on over, and we were actually there to meet up with Kurt and Margita from Geekin' on Walt Disney World, along with Auntie Judy and Ken. Karen Days from the Mickey File podcast came over, and we saw Scott. He came over for a short time before he had to go to work. And we were pleasantly surprised that our daughter, Olivia and Corey, her boyfriend, were also on their way over to Hollywood Studios to meet up with us. And then we found out that Amanda Lamb was in the house, the Tap House in Hollywood Studios. Saturday started our trip. We got there around 10:30 because we weren't really in a hurry because we knew they were just coming in from out of town, flying in. Our window was around 10:30, and we couldn't hit it more perfect because that's when Kurt, Margita, Auntie Judy, and Ken kind of came in the park. We saw Karen.
We sure did.
As soon as they got there, we hung around in some AC, of course, and chit-chatted for quite a while. And then we moseyed on over to Woody's Lunchbox because quite a few people in the group wanted a
adult lemonade.
They sure did.
I know. They are good.
Mm-hmm. They are.
They're very good.
One of the better refreshing drinks there, I might say.
And it was nice because while we were in line, they were able to find a table and people donated chairs from the tables around us. So we actually all got to sit down. It was very nice.
So we sat around Woody's Lunchbox for quite a while, didn't we? And chatted. Kind of caught up with everybody.
Yeah, it was good.
And realized that we were under shade, but we were not in air conditioning. So we decided to head over to Muppets to be there for their last day.
Yeah.
And that's when we picked up Amanda Lamb at the Tap House. And Corey and Olivia joined us, along with Karen, at the Muppets last day.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the last day of the Muppets? Are you sad? Are you don't care? What's your feelings on that?
I'm very sad.
Oh, okay.
I'm
we
very
really
sad.
didn't do it. I mean, honestly, we really never did it. Every now and then. You're really going to miss it?
I think I'm going to miss just that area of the park. I don't know. To me, it just goes with the greater theme in my thinking after Sunday. For me, I realized that a lot of people didn't do Muppets when they went. And a lot of people just, when you're going for one day and you're on a vacation, not a pass holder, that might not be the thing you want to consume, an hour of your day with. So I think it kind of loses some love there. But also, I think after COVID, not opening up any of the gift shops around it, the Christmas shop, there was no reason to go into that little corner. And, maybe that would have helped Muppets. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they're going to still use them over at Rock and Roller Coaster. How do you feel about that?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It is kind of weird.
I just don't do Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, that's true, but it might end up being okay. Who knows? I mean, it's something new, something fresh.
No, I agree.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because a lot of these rides, when they go away, people try to take little things as a little memento after, I don't know, like chipping away at the walls, or what are they doing? I don't know what they do. Taking pirate water and splash water in little valves and selling it. I don't know. But on the way out of Muppets, I guess people were trying to take the glasses, and they had cast members waiting outside. And if they saw you with them, they were snagging them from you. All right, sir, give me those. They're on your head. Give me those glasses. I'll take those. Thank you very much. They were getting after people, boy.
I know. And there was a row of cast members.
I know. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. That was kind of midday-ish, so they still had a long time to go. Mm-hmm. And if people kept stealing them, they were probably, well, I don't know if they'd ever run out. They probably have quite a few of them. I mean,
they could have borrowed some from another ride.
No, I think they're different. Come on. They got to no, well, I don't know. I can't. People are crazy. People are crazy.
But we do have something else for sale, don't we, Dave? You want to announce that sale?
Well, I do have a pair of 3D glasses from Muppets for $999.99. Just contact us at DisneyCrush.com. And that's hyperbole.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to really miss it that much. I'm looking forward to Rock and Roller Coaster only because it's something new. Oh, and the line for the photo op was over 3 hours. And we decided not to go for the photo op. That was going to chew up 3 hours of our day. And I guess nobody was interested in that. Not even you.
No. And actually, I'm finding that my photos stay in my phone more and more and more. So, no. Way too long. Yeah.
And you're not really into social media. So you could have taken one for the Disney Crush, had a photo, waited 3 hours. We would have appreciated that, had a photo, but whatever. Yeah. So somebody at one point said, let's go get something to eat. Let's go get in some AC. Let's go check out the Backlot Express and get something to nibble on.
Yep.
So we headed over there. And on the way, my daughter goes, oh, it's only like a 10-minute wait for Star Tours. And I'm like, oh, I love Star Tours. I want to go. So me, Olivia, and Corey decided to go to Star Tours while you guys headed to Backlot to get us something to eat. And when we were done with Star Tours, I walked around, found you guys. I even looked at the cashiers up there, but I figured by then you'd already gotten the food and were at the table. And I found Kurt and them sitting down, and I said, where's Veronika? And they said, oh, she must be still in line. So I went up to the cashiers, and you were waiting for the food, and I grabbed the drinks and I left. And then later in the day, you told me about this story. What happened at Backlot?
Well,
or should I say, who'd you meet at Backlot?
When I was in line ordering our food, we had on our Hollywood Studio shirts, and
don't be an alien swirling saucer.
And the cashier made a comment to me, the cast member, about how she liked the shirt. And of course, I'm like, oh, yeah, Disney and the acronyms. And she said, oh, I know all about the shirt. And I listened to the podcast. So I thought I was so surprised. The cast member's name is Carson. So hello, Carson. But it was great. It was a nice surprise.
I miss all the good stuff.
I know.
And the fact is, when I came to get the drinks, because you already obviously talked to her and took a picture and all that stuff, and you were waiting on your food, Then I moseyed up there, and I came right through the same line because you were right there. And she didn't say one thing to me. I did nothing like, hey, Dave, nothing. I guess you and Tony Ann of the Stars, not me, evidently. 'Cause
I think it's the shirt. I think she just recognized the shirt.
I had my shirt on too, though.
Well, she was busy. I mean, she was interacting with me,
It's all right.
taking my order.
It's all right, Carson. All right. We'll let that one slide.
After we ate, that's when we split up.
Yeah, because Kurt and them they decided to go to Indiana Jones Stump Spectacular. And we just kind of moseyed around with Karen. We decided that while they were doing that, we were going to go try to get on the Mermaid, the new Mermaid, and the villains. Mm-hmm. So we went to the villains. And the thing about the villains, we went over there and there was probably about 20, 30 people kind of waiting, but it was a 45-minute wait to the next show. Didn't seem like a lot of people there. And I'm like, oh man, do you guys really want to wait 45 minutes? So we decided to walk around and fill up some time, go to the bathroom, chill out in front of the exit of Rock and Roller Coaster where that nice AC is coming out, and just kind of hung out. Well, that was a rookie mistake, especially these new things there in the parks, because about 10 minutes to, Karen says, Dave, I'll wait on Veronika if you want, because you were in the bathroom. You want to go over and get us a spot in line? I said, yeah. So I went over there, and now the whole area was filled up. The line was coming out past Rock and Roller Coaster. And I walked up to the cast member with a sign, and I said, because I heard her say something to one of the people, if you're here for the 7:00 show, you better stay in line. And it was 6:00. And I said, wait a minute, is this for the 6:00 show, the line for the 6:00 show, or the 7:00 show? And she said, this is the line for the 7:00 show. And I went, oh man. Then I had to come back and tell you guys the bad news.
I know. So we did not see the show.
I feel bad. I felt like it was my fault because I didn't want to wait that 45 minutes. But you guys didn't really argue that much. You really didn't. When I said, you guys were kind of with me on that one.
Yeah, I was thinking AC. I mean, it was hot that day, and there are just a few umbrellas in that queue. So 45 minutes.
But this that time frame. It's weird because when we all walked over there, we all saw how many people. We're like, oh, this isn't bad. We can come back.
Right.
But then when we did come back, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but everybody decided to come at that time. So we didn't get to see villains. And Karen has seen the Mermaid and the villains, and she says the villains is really, really good. And we decided to go over to Mermaid, the Little Mermaid show, and we tried that, and it was again like an hour wait. And so Karen turned to us and said, you guys, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And we all agreed that we would come another time.
Yeah.
And while all this was going on, Kurt, Margita, Ken, and Judy had a reservation at the Woody's Roundup Rodeo barbecue. So we had kind of split up at that time. It was a good day. We got to see the last showing of the Muppets 3D, got to hang out with some great friends. Olivia and Corey were there, Scott and Karen, everybody was there. We had a great time. And eventually we headed to our room. We were looking forward to the next day.
Yeah, it was an early night for us.
Yeah, and they had just gotten in. So they came straight from the airport, straight to the park. So I think they were a little exhausted too that day. And the next day, we had plans to go to Magic Kingdom, and they were going to go to Epcot. So our plan was, what was our plan, Veronika?
Well, we thought if we got done with Magic Kingdom a little bit early, maybe we could squeeze some Epcot in just to see them again and all of that. It wound up not working out that way. But in the morning, we decided to park at Epcot. So the car was there, take the monorail over to Magic Kingdom, do what we needed to do, and then wind up back at Epcot, which worked out perfectly because the monorail was empty. So it was really good.
Well, it's a little out of character for us because we were on the monorail to Magic Kingdom at 9:00 in the morning. So that's basically rope drop for us because we typically don't go that early. I'm gonna say something here that doing it that way, I was really surprised. We got a lot done in a short period of time because we got there early. I'm not saying I'm going to be a rope dropper, but kind of see what people are doing it for.
I agree. And we did get to do Haunted Mansion, which we would not have done because we got there so early. The ferry boat did not start until 11:00. That was pretty funny.
No, yeah, we got there and we noticed the times, and all of a sudden the Liberty Belle took off. They do a test run. So we knew we had a little time to goof around.
Yeah. And Haunted Mansion was walk on.
So why not do it?
Yeah.
And at Haunted Mansion, we figured, hey, we haven't seen the Country Bear Jamboree. Even though we've been here several times since the refurb, we just have not gotten to do it. So what do you think about the new Country Bear Jamboree?
So I really liked the new show. I think the costumes are great. All the sparkles, the bright colors, the glitter eyeshadow. I thought it was just a really good refresh to a classic. So yeah, I like it.
To me, it was pretty good. I think it's better. I'm going to say it's better. And one thing I did notice, which they did some work to the animatronics, because Ernest, he's playing the fiddle.
Yeah.
And his movements were in sync perfectly with the music, where, some of them are kind of off a little bit. And as a guitar player, even his fingers, I mean, they weren't doing the correct chords, but they looked like they were doing the correct chords. And it was right along with the strumming of the bowstring. And I was fascinated by that. I'm like, they must have tweaked some technology there, because it was in sync.
I know. As soon as we left, you mentioned that to me.
Yeah. I
thought, oh, okay.
And the music kind of built up at one point, and it he was going for it. That dude was going for it. That dude.
Yes, I agree with you. And I also will say that people were singing along.
And clapping.
So they were clapping and singing throughout the whole show.
Yeah, a lot of people, more than normal. I mean, I know a lot of people did on the last one, but this one, I think people really enjoying this new one.
Well, yeah, and I think having songs that people are familiar with, even though they're a tad different, it let people participate. Where the other show, it's original songs. If you've been to Country Bears twice in your life, you don't know the words. I mean, so this allows people to sing along.
Yeah, the music was a little strange the way they did it, but it's better. I don't know. It's good. Change is good sometimes. And there's nothing we can do about it, because it's going to be around for a while now like that. So enjoy it.
Yep. Glad
we finally got on it. And then we decided that, hey, the boat should be back by now. So we went over and started our wait for the Liberty Belle, maybe our last, probably won't make it again. And we really didn't find the Liberty Belle till 2 or 3 years ago. And then we actually try to go on it every time we're there. We really do enjoy it. It's time to rest a little bit, and some great views. And that second level is undercover, so it's shaded and you get a good breeze. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to really miss it. I don't know. I mean, they better really do something. They're taking away the water. They're taking away all that stuff in Liberty Belle. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
I know. There were vloggers on the boat with us, doing live, streaming live and all of that. So I think people are really gearing up for the end already.
It's kind of a sad day.
I know. I did overhear someone asked the cast member who was loading the boat, allowing people in and through the turnstiles about their job. I guess they were, wondering what will happen to them once that whole land closes. And I heard him say that because it's part of Frontierland, they'll just be absorbed into some of the other attractions, in the area. So the cast members are safe. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, they'll find a place.
Which is good.
For them. Yeah, they'll find a place for them.
Right.
But you know what made you happy? Even though we were sad, you said, you know what, Dave? You know what will make me happy?
I sure do.
Because you looked and you saw a piece of it. You saw a tiki hut.
I
roof,
saw the tiki room.
And you said, and you know what's right next to the tiki room, Dave? Dole Whip. Coconut Dole Whip.
Yep. Just as we were rounding that first bend in the Liberty Belle, I had the taste for coconut Dole Whip.
So what do? When you crave something like that, you go get it, right?
Sure did.
Yeah. And this was cool because it was funny because you went up there and you asked for just the Dole Whip in a cup. And if you could you have 2 empty cups, or could you just split it? Because we're going to share. And she said, no problem.
I do that every time.
Yeah. And she came back and she actually split it into 2 different cups for us, which was cool. Instead of just giving us an empty cup and make us do it on our own. But there was quite a bit in both of them, but one had a little bit more. Well, I'm going to say quite a bit more. And man, your hand came by me so fast, I felt like it was 100 miles an hour. And I even told the cast member, I said, did you see her snatch that thing so quick? She snatched that big one so quick. I barely even saw it.
I know. Hey, I'm not going to apologize for that. I love coconut Dole Whip.
It is pretty good.
I know.
And there's really not too much shade over there, and it gets really crowded over there. And you said, hey, let's walk over to the tiki room and under the cover there. And they might have fans. So we went in there and had our coconut Dole Whip.
Well, and I was totally planning on doing the show if the timing would have worked out, but we finished out Dole Whip too soon. Like it was like, okay. So we wound up not staying to see the show, but that was my intention.
No, they have a nice little waterfall there though while you're eating your Dole Whip.
I know.
And it's loud. That's one thing about that waterfall. That water is really coming out of that. And it's really loud.
Really?
Yeah. And
I
they
guess
got the little fire things in front of it, which I'm surprised they lit because there's so much pressure for that waterfall, but it's cool.
Yeah. It was very good. And that's it. We decided, let's head on out. We did stop at the confectionery to get some snacks for my son, but that was it.
Yeah, we got some Rice Krispie treats with a little chocolate on it. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, chocolate with a little M&Ms.
Yeah, and
classic.
And so the one we were talking to the cast member about, he said, no, that one's got peanut butter in it, unless you like peanut butter. And we're like, well, we're not too sure if he wants peanut butter. Can you have one with just a regular chocolate? And he said, yeah. He goes, but the peanut butter one's really, really good.
Yeah.
And he was really kind of pushing that one. And we're like, well, we're just trying to be safe. So we're going to go with the other one. And he's like, I just love peanut butter. And so we got through paying for it. And I turned around before we left and I said, hey, I can't remember his name. I wish I could remember his name. I said, have you ever tried peanut butter and jelly on toast? And he goes, I just had it for lunch. And I'm like, you're no way. He goes, no, I'm serious. I just had it for lunch. I said, well, next time you have it, I said, try throwing some bacon on there. And his eyes lit up and he goes, ooh, bacon. I'm like, yeah, you get that little sweet. I mean, that little salty, and then the peanut butter's got a little sweet to it, and the jelly. And his eyes were just so lit up.
Meanwhile, the people behind us were like, could you just leave? Like,
I think he went home and he fried him some bacon up, and he had a peanut butter and jelly on toast with bacon.
He might have.
Next time I go to Magic Kingdom, I'm going to look him up and ask him if he did it. I bet he did. Probably brought that to lunch the next day.
Look, I think that's solid advice.
Solid advice.
For anyone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was our trip. We head back to the monorail, went back to Epcot, and we skedaddled.
Yeah, we were pulling out at about 1:00.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we did a lot in our morning. It was good. Just getting hot when we were leaving. So we did good.
Yeah. Magic Kingdom actually was really good. Not too crowded. It got hot about the time we were leaving, so it was perfect. And we walked, I think, 4 miles at Hollywood Studios, a little over 4 miles at Hollywood Studios, and only, which I was surprised by, I think you said, 2 miles at Magic Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken?
So we did 4.5 miles the first day and almost 3 miles the second.
So it wasn't really bad. I mean, my feet were kind of hurting me because I had the wrong shoes on. And I end up doing a Andy Hoffman. I don't think I have ever worn just sandals to any park, but it's all I had. And my feet were killing me from the day before. And I have Croc sandals, which are kind of cushiony. So I use them. And I'll tell you what, I might start wearing sandals more often because I had no problem. I only walked 3 miles, but still 3 miles in sandals. I thought my feet were going to kill me.
Yeah, you did good. First day was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't say anything, of course, until we were home.
Right. Well, I didn't want to complain.
No, I know. But yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, I brought the wrong socks. They were too low, so the backs were rubbing on me. It just wasn't good. But my Croc sandals saved me. So there, Crocs are good.
Yep.
And I did a Andy Hoffman. Thank you, Andy Hoffman. Now I see why he does it. It's very comfortable. I had the wind going through my toes. Kind of good stuff. All right, Veronika, you got anything else?
No.
You ready to wrap this up?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, we had a great weekend. It was a quick weekend, but enjoyed seeing everybody. And we got to do a couple new things and missed a few new things, but we'll get to them next time. All right. Thank you for listening. You guys can follow us on Instagram at @the_DisneyCrush. Join the Facebook group, Friends of the Disney Crush on Facebook. Come join us. We have a good time over there. All right, Veronika, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I think that's it. All right.
Turkey and truth has spoken!
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?